I feel alive. I know inside that you would take it all away. I know the truth. I see through the lies, and I won't let you win again. You know you want me, you wanna bring me down. When you hear the sound of my breaking heart, won't let you win again. You want me, you wanna bring me down. When you hear the sound of my breaking heart, won't let you win again.
0. Welcome to match day 13 of Division 1 of the Simulation Soccer League. The title has been wrapped up, but there is still a relegation battle to fight for. I'm Socc, joined by Sarah, the voiceless creator. And Sarah, first on our docket will be one that we've already seen Kaapstad locked into relegation and into that 8th place spot, but they still have a chance to spoil a potential finish for C.F Catalunya.
Yeah, really a pride match here. Catalunya playing obviously for second place, but playing to finish their season strong. Kaapstad still looking for their first win against Catalunya. Will be a difficult challenge, but will be an entertaining one if they can make it work.
Yeah, Kaapstad have at least been able to claim points this season, as they were able to take a point off of Inter London. That has really shaken up the relegation races. Had results held as they usually have been, it would have been an interesting battle with Inter London being ahead on points, but still a lot to fight for in that regard. But for Catalonia, they can perhaps secure second with a win here. It would likely lock it up. They do share exactly the same goal differential with Tokyo, so still have that to decide for their placement, as we should be getting underway shortly.
Yeah, into the match we roll. It is Catalunya versus Kaapstad, but you had mentioned it earlier. The relegation battle is one that I'm very much looking forward to watching today. We have Inter London versus Sao Paulo later on. Both those teams, the two fighting it out for that relegation.
Yeah, one would easily consider that a must-win game for either side. Sao Paulo do currently hold a 1-point advantage in that matchup, but that will happen later on tonight. Still a lot more football to get through here, as Catalunya looking to mount the early charge just 2 minutes in. Sarah, if you have anything to say about these formations as they build up here and should clear out Kaapstad. Well, not quite here.
Yeah,
There goes
Kaapstad
Chaos.
playing in a rather standard, well, not standard. They played in this for the second half of their season. It's a asymmetric 4-1-2-2-1, or you could call it a 4-3-3 asymmetric narrow. There's a lot you could call it, but that's a good block for Cruisers.
Yeah, it was a great header by Vui Kimoyatu, but Kraus has positioned himself well on that far post there to block the header away. Oh, how about the other side?
Oh yes, and the other side it is Catalunya. They're in a 4-3-3 DM wide.
Another formation that they've classically run there is Olivier not able to strike that header cleanly.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of that wide that I emphasized there. They have some width to this attack, something that they've displayed all year.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I guess you could say a song for Denise is a theme of theirs, as Krausis has been left with a lot of space on that left flank. Didn't try to take it in field, though, and Olivier ends up just taking it away from him. Now he streaks downfield. A lot of room. Just decides to go back after his run to Yui Yarvinen, who already has a yellow card early on in this match. He has Mabel from just outside the area, but his shot goes wide.
This could be a match for Catalonia to potentially pad the stats, but also, with that mentality, could be a match in which Kapstad really upset.
Indeed, as that time it's Gordon with a shot that just went wide, but looked like Gunnarsson had it covered. It is worth noting that Kaapstad do have to play both the teams that will be fighting for second place with Tokyo Sports Club to come next time up for their final match. And so Catalonia will definitely be hunting for a win here to try and basically hold serve with that. Of course, Tokyo do have a challenge of Hollywood tonight, and on the other side of that coin, Catalonia will have to face Cairo in Egypt for their final game.
So Tokyo, the only team to hand Hollywood a defeat this year, having been in the cup, will have a chance in the league. Ooh, that was a chance
but
for a
was
goal. But
offside.
yeah.
Yeah, it was the initial offside actually from McFlop face and wasn't on Dogwood Maple who took that rebound shot.
No, I was gonna say Maple looked pretty onside, but actually, it was McFlopface that wasn't onside.
Yep. Good call there from your assistant referee on our side of the field as Catalunya again looking to charge here. Kamoyatu shot deflected by Gordon and nearly went in over the head of Hall, but thankfully just hit the top of the netting for a goal kick. Vins to whip it in. Couldn't find a Nivier. Pass back to him though. Busquets will just elect to send it back to his centre line. A bad tap intended for Yarvin and is intercepted.
It's a good intercept by Kaapstad. Good clearance, buys him some space and time. Now Christus looks for the long ball.
Yep, was trying to find Kevin Zimmer there, but only Jokkel Juliusson was there with the header.
Now Christus is the asymmetric part of this formation. He's on that left-hand side, and he's playing a little more further up. He'll travel a little higher up, as you see.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen him kind of thrust forward deep into attack, but he wasn't really acting as a full-on attacking player. As here, it's Maple against Camavinga. Shot was blocked. Yarvinen on the cleanup, though. Gives it back to Olivier, but he shoots into a sea of bodies. Just right into Janis Kraustas. Tries to find McFlopface, but headed back out by Camavinga. Goes back in for McFlopface, though. What do they have on this time of asking? Yarvinen header saved by Hall.
Yarminen being on a yellow card really kind of has me a little nervous. You see he's playing on a more inverted sort of style today. As Vins as well. Both players, well, normally left and right backs respectively, you see Vins on the throw in there, will track further in. Yarvinen's pretty far out of position and is rewarded with a goal.
Yeah, just stepped up there and just immediate strike, really. It wasn't quite a one-timer that you would take from the low slot, but I mean, it ended up being found forward, trying to attack that center line with Norris, Moller, and Camavinga. Just gave it off to Awesome McPossum to let him just break a bit free there. He ends up making a run there right past Moller and Vidal Valor. He converts, making a 1-0 finally. I mean, it took him 15 shots to get there. Goodness.
Oh, it's been a good day so far for Dexter Hall. Unfortunately, that one a little bit less pretty than you would like to see as a keeper, but he's been busy, so credit to him. Percentage-wise, he's doing his share. But also, really good 1-2 play by Yarvinen with McPossin there that got him into the open space.
Yep. Really worked well for them as Vins tried the shot as that one goes out. Of course, we see the rain in Spain hitting mainly by the plane. Heavens have opened up here and might end up slowing down Kaapstad's ground game.
Yeah, that shot might have had something to do with the rain.
Just ticking down towards the end of the first half here, and it's pretty much been all Catalunya as most would expect it to be. Probably some of the narrowest odds we've seen in the matches. Possum tried a through ball to McFlopface that was just blocked off by Camavinga, but he gave it right back. Vins inside for Olivier! And that's 2-0 from right in front. Far too easy for him on that cross. Behind the ball there, and it ends up being an easy redirect goal. Catalunya take a 2-0 lead.
Someone puts Olivier onside, and then it's Doug who chased after Vins. Vins actually puts his entire team onside with the way he dribbles that ball to the byline. Incredible play from Catalunya.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought had happened. It just been dribbled forward far enough that he was just behind the ball. So no matter what the defensive position was, it didn't matter. And as such, we end up capitalizing and scoring as Vins tries to get one for himself, but Hall saves it as near post.
He's been trying all day.
Yeah, I mean,
only
you might as well.
Minute.
You know, you kind of have a bit more freedom to play around with it after that 1-goal lead you got. So why not just take some opportunities?
And this match, really, honestly, for pride, right? Catalunya, although they could lose second, they won't be able to win because Hollywood have already done so.
Yep.
But they could win this match. They look set to win this match. Only one shot from Kaapstad in the entire half there, and it was an on target. On the other side, Catalan 2 goals on 9 shots, 18 in total. It's been
Yeah, it was Gordon that put that shot in that went wide, and yeah, you can see that the goal, the expected goals almost match up entirely. We've had 2.03 xG in this match, and it's 1.96 to 0.07. It shouldn't be much of a surprise there that the 1.96 has been doing the best there.
Yeah, no, it's Catalunya have some 64% possession of the ball too. It's suffocating from them right now.
Yeah, they've really just honestly had it, and that's all I can really say. As we do
Yeah,
have one
well,
change, the super sub is back on, Mojo Rising, replacing Floppy McFlopface.
indeed. Probably gonna make an impact this match. I'm sure the majority of Catalunya are chomping at the bits, looking to pad the stat sheet.
Add the patch sheet?
I was going to say stat the pat sheet.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, at that point, you're just kind of statting the pads, I reckon, as Del Valor makes a little bit of a bad touch on that one. Perhaps a Cacahuefas just to give them the corner. UVA tried to find Mojo Rising, but headed clear by Kamavinga. Busquets with a long, winding ball. Mabel with a similar driving volley for the cross, but couldn't find anyone in the box. Well, aside from a sea of green. Kaapstad looking to mount a counter here. Hulkavado through on Juliusson, but Vince gets back to barely defended off. Zimmer now to Athênai Nagatoro, who hit the bar with so much ferocity it shook the net and the ground in it. But it
No
stays out and the
respect
rebound
for
is
the
cleared.
equipment. Absolutely no respect for the equipment there from Nagatoro Maradona.
Yeah, that was nearly some deforestation there and nearly took that wood clean off. But ends up just being a chance gone begging there. Probably the best chance that they've had in this match. Well, kind of without debate, honestly. Perhaps Gordon's shot could have been considered more of an opportunity, but still a decent delivery of a ball that just couldn't find the target. Athênai makes a good intercept there. Seems like the rain has cleared up for now, but the pitch still has some moisture in it.
Yeah, it does get a little slippery out there. Even though it's not raining anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's still going to be that dew that might end up hurting some people over cleats. There's Vin's another long shot, but that time it's Hall who tips it clear for a corner.
I would really love to see how many shots Vince has after this match. I think we've seen him on highlight shoot at least 3 times.
I might look for another one here. Instead, decides to try and cross it in, but Glenn Norris says no and just sends it back out for another corner. That time, Glenn Norris heads it clear. Joko Juliusson ends up running into a Kaapstad player, and that will be a booking. Second yellow card. Catalunya in this match is Järvinen ends up receiving the back end of the clearance. This looks for Rising. Kamoyatu is Vin's with space, but he put it right on Hall.
Another shot.
Yeah. I mean, if you're tally marking, you've probably ended up having to make a second mark there.
If you're drinking, I sure hope that you know a doctor or are in the vicinity of a hospital. You may have alcohol poisoning by now.
Don't. Drink responsibly, please.
Yes, please drink responsibly.
I never heard of an SSL drinking game vote, so perhaps that's something we can coin. Anyway, Mojo Rising with a shot that didn't trouble Hall whatsoever, and this goes out for a goal kick.
I think there's a quarterfinal version of the game which involves the term away goals.
Oh, yeah, we had that one. Do you reckon we could also include one for offsides?
Ooh.
Or every time that we think that a play is onside when it actually turns out to be offside and we get overexcited for it?
That's one of them. Flashing lights is another.
Ooh,
Brave
okay.
lights.
All right, here's Komoyatu in though, and Noah barely saved by Hall diving to his left. So he had to narrow the angle very quickly there. Stop Komoyatu from trying to slot one with finesse in the top corner, and Nivier's header is shot right on, and Hall able to save it.
Dexter Hall has been incredible for Kaapstad. Their biggest bright side this year, and there's been a couple of bright sides in Kaapstad, but Dexter Hall being the biggest of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely incredible year so far, and in my opinion, has been their best player.
Yeah, it's been a very good bright spot, but I think part of that does also kind of fall on how the Kaapstad defense has been fairly leaky throughout. And, when you have more opportunities to save, you'll end up making more of them, as here's McPossum trying to move in, and Nivier a shot, but there's Hall making yet another save.
Yeah, no, I heard on a podcast very recently. Oftentimes, when a goalkeeper is doing very well, it's because his team is not.
Yeah. That's hard to argue with, as McPossum tries to look inside for Rising with a header, and as it was close, Hall didn't move for it, so likely knew it was going wide. Here's Mojo Rising again, looking for another opportunity. Likes to go back to Poyatu and Tez with Busquets. McPossum is found, though it was a bit dangerous. Looked like Nagatoro could have tried to run onto it. Wasn't able to get there in time. Again, they reset back to that left flank and try and move in field. Gets again to
Like
McPossum.
resetting.
Yep. Now Maple. Maple just tries to drive from 22, but never really going to trouble Dexter Hall. But another shot on target landed. They tried to send Addy through, but headed back out. Moyatu now to Rumoja Rising. Finds Dogwood Maple. Definitely onside. Goes back for Anivier, but a block by Kraustus. Now he was going to roll for a corner. Anivier looked like he just wanted it to do so, but ended up having Valor trying to run it down. Nivier's header is well wide. Yeah, after that block, it just seemed like he was content to let it roll free for a corner, but with Valor chasing after, he just thought, all right, well, guess I'll just put some pressure on this.
75 minutes through, Catalunya have had 16 shots on net, 14 saves for Dexter Hall.
Yeah, which that's incredible numbers. I mean, making 14 saves in any sport sans ice hockey is probably, just really hard work. And I think he's done the best he can, An 875 save percentage would get you somewhere in the NHL. It's Yavin, and shot is again saved by Hall. He couldn't corral it back in to prevent the corner, though.
And
That's still marked save 17.
I don't think you could even get more than a single save in the MLE. Single save a night, that is.
Well, yeah. So that's very different definitions of saves, though. There's time ticking down here, and Kaapstad still haven't looked like they've ever threatened to score. At least they haven't put a shot on Alexandra Gunnarsson whatsoever. I mean, you talk about a goalkeeper not needing to do much when they basically haven't even had to touch the football, but I think the passbacks here.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna harken to a co-caster here. Zenlos were here. He often ask why a goalkeeper were so far out of their net. Wow,
Well, I mean, he was
Dexter
kind of
Hall
far
was
out of
not.
his net, but
Yeah, no, he wasn't that far out, but Anna Vieira doesn't care.
yeah, don't care in the air and just slots it bottom left corner. And I mean, that was just a beautiful shot, honestly. Just kind of came from nothing there. Was left wide open with Kraus cutting in field, and Nivier just forces it to the far post, and Hall was trying to cover off the near side, and ends up being an easy goal to basically seal the Catalunya victory.
Yeah, that's
Gives
the
Coach Viv a
dagger.
task.
I had expected him to hold the ball and dribble it to the byline, and maybe that's what Dexter Hall thought it would happen too. Instead, Anvieri adds another to his tally. That's his second goal of the night, actually.
Yep.
So if that is the last goal he scores for Catalunya this year, what an incredible season he's had for them, and that's the rubber stamp on a highlight reel of a year.
Yeah, I mean, that would also earn him his Player of the Match award, which may very well be the final Player of the Match award. Of course, everyone on Catalunya was really playing their best. I mean, Alexander Gunnarsson still gets a 7.5 match rating for basically being a Mario Party Luigi. And Dexter Hall, I mean, he kind of made the point there that he had to do well because none of his team was really performing around him.
Yeah, no, 7.6 as a keeper is not terrible. Well, no, it's really good, especially on a team which lost 3-0 at the end of the day. He ended up making, I think, some odd 14 saves it was.
Yep. And the
Uh,
count for Vince was only at 6. So I guess we just got to see most of them. Haskell and Nivier landing 10 shots,
oh,
5 on target. But still 5 shots
Vin's,
on target from Vince.
Vin's been safely within the club single night range.
Yeah, we weren't on absolutely insane numbers like we did see for Nivier, who basically profited with the double from his shots. And, well, I mean, just incredible work there as we will now go to our next match, which is Cairo versus Athênai.
Indeed, this one is well, it's gonna be interesting for different reasons. Athena have been the team in which have been struggling as of the second half of the year. Cairo, on the other hand, picking up the pace and looking more like a mid-table team.
Yeah,
I believe last time out they secured we get Matchday 11. They might have secured their spot in Division 1 yet another season. So
I
this
don't
game really
believe they're
just
actually out of the woods yet, at least according to the standings that I have, as that one was nearly on there from Franco Torres, I think. Only have a deflection, but was headed away by Henrik Lind.
perhaps I think of a different Cairo.
Yeah. I mean, right now what I have is, if we can perhaps bring up the league table to make sure that we have it there, as Noodles direct free kick finds Franco Torres, and he's finally got one back. Drink was offside, and he just barely creeped over as well, and it really wasn't even a trap. He just stood there and he didn't realize that he was off.
Yeah, just bad positioning off the set play there. That is what good coaching can afford for you. Unfortunately, the SSL is a volunteer league. We do not have what we would call quality coaches.
I mean, he's also the manager, so that kind of falls upon himself when you think about it. Labovic's header is saved there by almost the heretic.
Franco Torres is not the manager, actually.
He's not. Oh.
He is not. He is User's rights bowl. He's a member of the board of directors, but
Well, perhaps he should be using his board of directors' power to get his team some good coaches. That saved it.
I've been petitioning for such.
Why?
I've
Why are
been
you
told
fighting for
that
his? Anyway, we're getting off track here. 0-44 being found here on a through ball. A chance. Oh, almost a heretic had to narrow the angle. So difficult there to get back to it, but makes a quality save. We're going to move on from that topic and just pretend like we haven't said anything about it. Looking at this possession, though, Cairo feel like they've had a majority of it, 63%. Looking at the stat sheet there, as Henrik Lind tries a header for himself, but put it wide.
but we've seen all year, Athênai can be really, really effective off the ball. It only takes a couple of moments for them to strike. 0-44 is the head of the serpent that is atop the attack for Athênai here.
Yeah, because in spite of Cairo having a majority of possession, they haven't had a single shot on target just yet, as Lockyer, who is well upfield, tries a header. And that might end up being a cause for a counterattack here, as here's Franco Torres. He was onside, definitely thanks to Lind. Cuts inside against Lockyer. His shot is saved by Anderson over the top.
Now today it is a battle of the 4-3-3 DM wide, so we're gonna see a lot of those opportunities start out wide and then try to find the way back into the middle, either through a midfielder or a marauding fullback.
Yep, as Ask Jeeves, a shot. Anderson only parry it, and it nearly fell for Torres, but thankfully the defenders were there to clear it out. Locked back in field for Malachi Black. Now with Bjorkus. He's kind of fell asleep there and let Labovic take it away. They go to the head now with 44, but it's being chased down by Snooks and Jeeves, but a free kick given there for Ask Jeeves. Given a warning there, so nothing too fancy. As 44 was he found? Questionable.
Flag stays down. That's number 16 for 0-44.
Oh, I was getting flashbacks there. I think it was exactly the same thing. And yeah, he perfectly timed his run there against Bjorkus. Just got to the outside where there was a lot of space. There was nobody around. And 44 with quite a narrow angle here. Here we'll get another
Green
look.
light.
Oh, there it is. The flashing lights.
Drink.
If only I had my VB long neck with me, I could really get this party started. But the goal scoring party has been started by 0-44, who had a perfectly placed ball in and tapped it home. Almost a Heretic did all he could, but Athênai will go up at the break.
Yeah, and despite the possession advantage, Cairo have looked the lesser of the two teams, offensively speaking. They've had 60% on the ball, almost 10 more percent than Athênai, but Athênai have 3-4 times the amount of shots they do. 11-2, 6 of those on target for Athênai, and the last one being that goal there.
Yeah, I mean, it basically only came just at the end of that end of that first half, rather, that they were finally able to actually start pressing. As I'm sure there will be a lot to say from the manager in the dressing rooms, especially on the side of Cairo. They probably should have realized that their offense was not where it needed to be. As the second half begins, one change here for Cairo. They brought on Willie Normus in place of Felix Adasov.
Yeah, changing that right back. They have all year. It's been a reoccurring theme for them to bring in fresh legs on that right-hand side at halftime, and it's paid off for them. We'll see if it can if it works here. That right-hand side going to be very busy as it's Didi Yorker charging up that right-hand side.
Yep, I mean, Yoga has been one of their great distributors in, but hasn't really featured too much in this match, as this one's flying by for us here. Already an hour gone. Finally a chance here. The corner for Cairo. It's Ask Jeeves whipping it in, looking for Bjorkus, but headed away by Lind. Ketchup Noodle being hounded by Labovic. Walked away with Bjorkus, Snooks, Hood, and then Black. Normus has a little bit of space on that right edge, but don't go. But just go corridor. Staines. Vittoria's back to Staines! And what a great equalizer that is. Beautiful one-touch play. And finally, Wesley Staines has himself a goal.
What a time for the first goal of the league season for Wesley Staines. You had talked about the manager. That is your manager there, Wesley Staines.
Well, speak it into existence, I guess.
Yeah, no. And who else assisted than the manager himself, Franco Torres?
Yeah, the quote-unquote manager. Now
the manager.
To respond. Yeah. Who manages the managers? I guess we have our answer as 44's header comes off the bar, cleared away by Flemish, whipped back in by Yoka, headed back away by Huda. Oh, Yoka barely took it away from Flemish. Now Fisher tries to whip one in, but Ask Jeeves just heads it back.
What a funny tackle by Didi Yorker.
Yeah. Dude just came flying in like he was trying to missile dropkick the guy, but ends up winning the ball and didn't even touch Arnold Schlemisch.
I would like to say he started sliding before the ball even started moving towards him, but
here's Staines again, a shot saved by Anderson, and he didn't keep it in.
That does dribble out.
Yeah, I mean, he probably could have just brought that back in if he just raked it through with the hands, but instead it ends up being a corner kick, and Franco Torres Doesn't make most of a mistake there. Just over 5 minutes left to play in this one. Cairo might have another opportunity here. Jeez, with a nice ball in to find Torres. Staines looking for a double, but he put too much on it.
He had so much space. He just had to hold on to the ball a little bit longer, and he rushed the shot.
And sometimes that's the way it goes, as that one tried to be whipped in there by, I think it was Joker there. Up just being headed away though. Labovic finds Fisher. Joker is stepping up to try and send it across for 44, but great work. Elis Schnooks just barely kept it off of his. There's Anderson making a good save on the other side. Didn't quite get to see the build up for that one though, as he heads it clear, looking for perhaps one final opportunity. Here's Labovic, closely patrolled by Jeeves. Bounced off of him. It's ruled a corner. Be a huge opportunity if it can be converted. Joker inside, but Larry Ligmanen could only put it over the top. And that will do us. 1-1. They end up splitting the points.
Yeah, I think that's a fair result. Cairo came back in the second half and definitely put more pedal to the metal, figuratively speaking, and were able to effectively cut out the wingers from Athênai and really neuter their ability to get the ball to over 44. D. Yorker played well, but he's got that 8.0 there. But otherwise, really didn't work out for the Athênai attack.
Yeah,
in the second half, anyways.
Hard to disagree with that. And I mean, even though Didi Yoker would get player of the match for that one, for his performance, one can credit Wesley Staines as well, who I think played a lot better than his right centre mid counterpart in Zinedine Gintonic. Both of them contributing on the score sheet, but Staines, I just feel like, had a much more complete game.
Yeah, Wesley Staines has the ability to contribute all around the pitch, whereas Franco Torres is primarily the finisher. A leadership figure there for Cairo, though, so definitely his presence is felt in other ways around the pitch. But no, when the Staines, when Franco is not finishing, Staines is able to be there to provide service all over the pitch and kind of restart that offense.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good way for them to get themselves equalized. As now Hollywood getting to basically celebrate their championship, and they will be looking to knock Tokyo Sports Club off their perch. Don't forget, thanks to the Catalunya win that we witnessed earlier, a loss for Tokyo, or even a draw for Tokyo, would punish them back down to a guaranteed at least third place. A draw, however, would secure them third.
Now, I am interested to see what happens here, because last time these two teams met, it was a 4-0 victory for the club you would not expect, Tokyo. And Hollywood are still likely bitter about that one. Looking for a little bit of revenge today.
Yep. We're looking to strike back and also maintain an unbeaten season in the league, as Sky Rise with the first main chance just put it right on, and Scott Sterling made the save.
Skyrise playing on the right-hand side of a 4-3-3 DM wide today. They're gone with Hayden as the man up top.
Yeah, I mean, Caleb Hayden, Shinji Kato, and Skyrise have a standard for them, as Ricky Bobby tries a header. Of course, bit of a matchup of tall strikers. Ricky Bobby, of course, standing at 6'10", and Skyrise at 6'11". Should be no surprise that those two will be seeing a lot of ball to head, let's put it that way.
Now, I'm a little sad to see that Rise is on this right-hand side today, because Hollywood are playing up in a straight-up 4-2-3-1, and Ricky Bobby's the central striker in that one. So it could have been an opportunity to see both of them at the head of their formations.
Yep, unfortunately, no direct matchup this time around, as Sagi tried to send a ball forward, but No one was really waiting on the end of it, and it was cleared back, I believe, by Costanza. Now Rise running right by Calvatore. Isagi, a shot blocked by Costanza. Rise cleans up, goes back to Lenny and Nessie. Tries to whip it in there, but was headed away by Puttanesca. Now Ricky Bobby trying to find Tiki Taka, but way too much underneath it and goes out for a throw.
An absolute mess. I love it though.
Yeah, I mean, as you could call this controlled chaos, which is 90% of the time better than chaos control, but I digress. Hayden finding Rise on a little through ball. Didn't have much of a window, but Hayden's shot was blocked by Gerard. Looked like Sterling had it covered as well. Big
So
opportunity there that goes begging.
having seen some really low quality football this year, and watching this, I'm really happy to see the difference, right? You said earlier control chaos, and that's a little bit of what it is. I can kind of see with the better teams how they probe and attack with their off the ball movement and the on the ball movement and the way the ball moves is better
Had a
when you
lot of
have a better
movement
team.
there. Isagi's through. Isagi was one-on-one, and Sterling tried to make the early save. Couldn't do so, and Tokyo once again have gone up.
Usagi providing me with a great example here. Watch his run from the midfield. Starts from behind Costanza, and just as soon as Hayden pulls Costanza attention, Usagi's in and through. And that's what they likely would have practiced in training. That's what you would call as they draw up.
Yeah, it was really beautiful work there. Just that quick, drop the striker, send the midfielder. But here's a striker nearly being sent there. Ricky Bobby was offside. Yeah, just really good work.
So I'm wondering if that's why they have Hayden up top to make those sort of dummy runs to free out the midfielders. Because the other one of the two midfielders is Helena Soderberg, and she also can strike the ball pretty well.
I mean, that was something that we've seen from a lot of them. Of course, Soderberg, the usual penalty taker, much to a lot of Tokyo fans' dismay due to the low success rate that she's had.
Yeah, she made a few in a row. She was able to string a couple together, but unfortunately did miss to Gunnarsson the last time out. So we'll see if they get another opportunity to put one home.
One can only hope for that as both teams go to the locker, and seems like Tokyo must be feeling very good about themselves, knowing that they have a chance to stop an undefeated season.
Yeah,
Just
no,
gonna hold on to these 45 minutes. No changes to either side.
we'll finish the match out with the starting 11 from either team, and yeah, no, I would be thrilled if I were Tokyo to put an end to this undefeated season for Hollywood, because it's really kind of gone their way until now, and it would be the start of what I would think is a pretty good rivalry.
Indeed, as Hollywood will quickly look to equalize, but Sky Rise is covering Ricky Bobby there, and perhaps that's why he's not playing that primary striker position, is so that he can be back and cover.
Yeah, no, you definitely get a little more up and down from your wingers than you do your striker. And he's got the athleticism to make it work. Well, look, you see him on the press there.
Here's Tiki Taka just beating Lydia Nessie, but a good save there. Josh Berger called upon, made the stop. Yeah, it's very interesting to me, just going back to like how long it's been since Hollywood have lost in the league. I mean, they had that exceptional run that got them to the title. Here's Tiki Taka. Oh, he put it off the post, and he nearly found the net as well. I thought it was going to bounce off the outside and stay out, but well, I mean, it did stay out, but I thought it was just going to go off the side and over the goal line for a goal kick, but it ended up being a potential second chance, but just got cleared away.
Yeah, no, he's been banging at the bars today, quite literally, Tiki Taka.
Yeah, just perhaps unfortunate that one didn't go in for him. Now
Ooh,
another
these
chance for
shots got
Taka, but that one he
okay.
put wide.
He's offside.
Yeah, well, missed that one. Yeah, but last time they lost was season 6, match day 5. So,
Wow.
yeah, do the math. That's what? A
Uh,
21 game unbeaten streak?
yeah, not including cup.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, we're considering the league here, considering we do know that they lost this season to Tokyo. Either way, Hollywood looking to keep that streak alive, headed clear by Mike Rupp. And Hayden nearly was able to claim it from Rashford, but Rashford ends up winning the duel there.
I suppose that would be true as well. I'm sorry. Bobby put that over the net. I was thinking about that, and yes, they would have lost earlier, but at the same time, they had a really good cup run last year. They won the double.
That's very true. As now Sky Rise gets to that corner and cleared it away. Hayden tried to put a big tackle on Tim Possible, but completely whiffs. Then Kwai had his shot blocked. Ricky Bobby has his shot blocked. And Tokyo end up clearing the danger again.
Toastman has been incredible this match for Tokyo.
Has just covered off Ricky Bobby very well. Soderberg back inside for Visser. This would be a huge dagger if he could hit it, and he nearly did. Sterling's rebound nearly fell for Rise. Got it back for Nessie for a shot and was blocked away by Calvatore for a corner. Fourth official looks like he's prepping the board to signal a 1. Nessie corner didn't find anyone on the far side. Yang Kwai clears it. Kaido works back in for Rupp. Likely just try and hunt for territory. Make sure we get some players behind the ball here. Because right now where they're playing is very risky. Sure will be a lot to be said about the keeper coming out there, but they got to get players behind the ball because of plays like that, Rashford taking it away from Rupp. He's got to get that ball in field. Bobby's shot, but he didn't get much on it, and Josh Berger makes a very simple save in the end. Here's it long and headed back in by
Not
Jared.
done.
Portanesca. Back to Nessie. Definitely not done here. 1 minute has been the signal here. Berger again just looks to send it as far back as he can. Jarrett's header, it fell for Hayden. Now with Kaido. Kaido looks to clear it back in again for Rise, but Jarrett got back. Sterling now has to hoof it. Right back out for Kaido. We're still only 40 seconds into the stoppage time. This may not be over yet. Hayden tries to make a challenge to Portanesca. Couldn't get it back. Calvatore, likely last roll of the dice here. Bobby down the right flank. Covered by Rupp. Looks to go back to Portanesca so we can cut in field. Finds Lang Kwai. I think it took a deflection. It doesn't matter. Tokyo puts an end to it and they get an away victory over Hollywood.
Tokyo have done it. They are the official villains to Hollywood's season. Incredible for a win by Tokyo here. Really, really, really effective with their time on the ball. In the second half, it was much more Hollywood slated, and credit to their defense from Tokyo. They played very well to manage to hold this incredibly potent Hollywood offense off the score sheet. Obviously, their first loss of the year. This is also the first time they've been shut out this year.
Oh, well, I mean, that's just incredibly impressive. I'd probably have to hunt further back because that one loss that I had mentioned they had previously. Oh, it was also a 1-0 loss. What a surprise. Player of the match, they're going to Mike Rupp, the captain. And I mean, Rupp and Toastman both had to combine beautifully. Either one of them could have basically earned co-player of the match, but I suppose Rupp just had more key involvements to basically give him the nudge in that one.
Yeah, it certainly seemed that every highlight that we got was that defense is either one of those two making an incredible play on the ball, off the ball, and just being in the right spot, right time.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you can really ask for is, I mean, Tokyo will have to be celebrating, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of words being said on the side of Hollywood. But we go to our final match, and I mean, what a main event we have.
Listen, as nice as it is to have the undefeated season, it's okay if their lads are on the beaches already. They've won the league.
Yeah.
And they're out of the cup, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. Yeah. I mean, my way of seeing it was if Hollywood had their villains, of course it is Godzilla, but due to international copyright law, it's not. I apologize for nothing. We're underway here with London versus Sao Paulo, and
Listen,
immediately we're into it as England puts the sliding tackle on Scott Muffin.
that deserved the groan, but I can't groan here, so you get the sputtering laugh instead.
I'll take that. Speaking of taking that, a corner that was, I think, hit by Lexington. Or was able to shut away. He's down a rumor from outside the box. Oh, what a shot that is. And what a time to do it as well. 4.5 minutes into this match, and London already have a 1-0 lead.
That is the first goal of the season for Donnarumma, and out of really nowhere.
Is that meant to be another joke about Donnarumma? I hardly know her. Is that it?
No,
Is that what you're going for?
No joke. That was absolutely out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, just not the person that you'd be expecting to take that shot on, and well, I mean, just ended up being walking through and put just an absolute strike there, and was beautifully placed as well, right past Adam Rage, and that's an unfortunate one to give up, perhaps. I mean, Adam Rage has been playing pretty decently there, but in a relegation fight, really not a goal you can give up in a situation like that. Sao Paulo immediately looking to counterattack here. A header there by Newman. Lisboa was just on his line, but held his ground.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's not the only goal we see this match. Sao Paulo lining up in a very aggressive 4-3-3 with their three strikers. They have a defensive midfielder, though. Interlanda on the other side of the pitch, lining up in a 4-3-3 DM wide. We've seen this formation very frequently this year in this season so far, but not from Inter London.
Yeah, I mean, last season was a season of a 4-1-4-1. I guess this one is of a 4-3-3.
Return of the 4-3-3.
Success with that is another opportunity perhaps mounting here. Only 9 minutes into this match. Yore tried to find Clements, ended up getting it back off of Lexington. The shot wasn't very hard, though, and Adam Rage was able to parry it to Sam Siege. As this has already been a very exciting match. We're only 9 minutes in, so it feels like there's definitely a lot more to go on here. As Imbrimovic just getting past Timofey Dimitrov. His shot to Coffee Biscuit, and Yeboah again at his line. Ends up making the save.
Yeah, you said earlier, only 9 minutes in. If it's going to be like this the entire match, it's going to be a long game for Tony Yeboah.
Yeah, I mean, may it be a long game for any fan here, because everyone pretty much knows it. It's a must-win game for these sides. And a draw result, I mean, it benefits Sao Paulo, but it doesn't get them out of the woods by any means. But of course, Inter London will still have a difficult mountain to climb as the floor finds Clements! Oh, a header from the spot! An unstoppable! And a 2-0 lead for London.
9th goal of the season for the American forward there. Just powers that home. You said it from the spot. Absolutely drills that with his forehead.
Yeah, the bit further out than the spot, that looked like maybe 14, 15 yards, but I mean, when you're given that many places to turn it to, Adam Rage just kind of left spoiled for choice and, well, ended up just picking the wrong goblet there. Already they're looking again. Was that? Oh, might have been called a foul there. It looked like Festivitz took out Pinkman, but Tony shot went wide, and referee says, no, play on. As they were.
A goal kick anyway, so it result doesn't quite matter. I think the referee just waves it on. We'll note that a little later if it's a reoccurring issue.
I don't know. I have my reservations about that.
Remember, we are a volunteer league that includes the referees.
Fair enough.
What's not fair is Tony Yeboah.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about keepers that have had to play out of their minds, and well, again, we could go back to the point of, keepers playing better because they don't have great defense in front of them, but Tony Yeboah has been solid for them thus far.
Yeah, no, Tony Yeboah in our young league's history, one of the 6 MVP winners.
Yeah,
we haven't crowned our 7th yet.
Yeah, well, we might find out very soon. Of course, season 7 awards still to come as the floor tries to find Scud Muffin on that cross. And couldn't find the target.
Did you hear the muffin was a little off?
I could say that, but I won't, because you said that. Donnarumma now for another opportunity, just goes back to Millar, but Millar's shot well wide, or perhaps just well high.
Was a moonshot there, Millar aiming into the stanchions to give a fan a gift.
Yeah, and looking at the opportunities, it's kind of been evenly matched. I mean, Sao Paulo have more shots and had more on target, but they haven't been very good quality chances. Not that Inter London have produced many themselves. I mean, you look at where that second goal is, that doesn't look like a goal that looked that threatening, but was also very wide open. So perhaps considering defensive positioning.
Well, I mean, I think you look at both goals for Inter London, and you wouldn't be too far off saying that both are pretty lucky to end up in the back of the net. Shot from a center back from 20, 30 yards out, and a header from 15 yards. It just doesn't happen every day.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, perhaps in some leagues, but definitely not in the SSL. As we get the second half underway, no changes either side, so must come as they are. Clements will find Bud Light, large box McGurk. Try and get him running early on, but not much building up, at least thus far. So a third goal for Inter London very well could seal their result here as Clements, a shot barely saved by Rage. You could tell how close that was because, I mean, it didn't go very far away from where the line was. Scud Muffin's corner is cleared by Lexington and cleared back out for Donnarumma, attempting to find another player but couldn't do so. The throw, however, very poor. Clements just heads it back and his shot just hits the side netting.
Yeah, that was a very poor throw and a very poor shot selection there from Clements.
Yeah, probably just needed a better opportunity there to look, but there's one. Coffee Biscuit. I mean, wasn't really contested. It ends up hitting a volley. Dives in a lot, I think, just completely whiffed on the header, and suddenly it's 2-1.
And Tony Bow making a rare mistake as well, just completely out of position. I think he was marking Newman, and Biscuit was supposed to be smothered by the defender there. Dives in a lot, and was not, and that looked very funny, and that wound up in the back of the net. Well, Biscuit with a wide open net, to be honest. Good look for them, and 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, no one was in front of him, and so he basically just had a pick of a litter on where he wanted to go and just decided, you know what, just put it in straight through. No trouble.
I haven't seen anyone in the SSL in the Sailing egregious open net yet. So credit to our pro players. They're professional in that regard.
Let's keep it that way. Biscuit, another drive, and that's an equalizer. But Imbrimovic is offside. I think it was Imbrimovic.
It was Biscuit that was off there.
Oh, it was Biscuit. Oh, wow, that was not close. Oh, goodness me. I mean, he went up to celebrate it, and I think I probably should have pointed that out as well, but I thought it was honestly a potential offside on Imbrimovic, but yeah, no one close by. As there's another opportunity. Clements right on the other end. Just put it wide.
Sao Paulo chomping at the bit here. Here's another chance.
Yep, but that one just ended up drifting, hurling the wrong way rather, and ended up just being cleaned up there by Tadayore. Have to slow play this one, but it's a bad cross. Newman to Coffee Biscuit. He hit the bar. Roma just gave it back to Yeboah. Oh, hearts would have been in mouths there on 2 separate occasions. And it nearly fell through, but just not quite there yet. Imbrimovic through ball. Yeboah, get out there. Oh, he did get out there, and it was this big gamble to try and grab that ball in.
He's lucky he got for it. He really sold out for it too.
Yeah, he knew it was only one option, and he took it on well. The floor just sends a pass along the line to Pinkman, and then Yore. Locked it back. I'm ticking down here. Where do they look to go to and attack? If they do look to attack, they will look to attack. It's Millar and a long through ball to Clements, and a save by Rage. Came out, narrowed the angle, blocked it out. Corner now for London.
Yeah, it's classical one-on-one tactic there by Rage. Incredible shot by him there. And
Yep.
that keeps Sao Paulo in this match. Offside.
Yeah, that should be and is. Scott Muffin did not retreat back far enough following the corner. But now London just looking to hold on here to this lead. 2 minutes has been added on, but we're already at plus 150. Ansha looking for a lofted ball to find Newman. DeFleur trying to closely follow. Ball played in Ibrahimovic. Oh, goodness me. What a time to put in a net. Oh, Jeff Newman. What a play to find Zlatan Ibrahimovic and equalize to perhaps save Sao Paulo from relegation. What a performance.
That is quite literally the last minute, the last second, the last play, and the last touch. And that's the equalizer for Sao Paulo.
Yeah, and it was another case of gamble and loss. It nearly ended up being another save on just the ball in, but it didn't quite fall for them. And that will do it. 2-2 into London. Now stare down the barrel of relegation.
Well, it's not quite over for any of these teams. Sao Paulo and Inter London, both of these teams will be locked into this race. However, it is going to be out of Inter London's hands for the most part. They're going to need to not lose for sure next time out. But they'll also need, if they get a draw, for Sao Paulo's result to go their way, or they need a win.
Oh, actually, yeah, my standings are wrong here. I have a draw that wasn't given to them. I need to double check my results here because let's see, it's a 10-1. No.
Oh, no. They're on equal grounds.
Yeah, because
So yeah.
I have them as into London with 1 point down.
Yeah, no, I think I made that mistake last time too. I don't remember why though.
I think
But
it's the index. Anyway, we'll move on from that because I was just thinking to myself, well, now it's Sao Paulo that have to stare it down, but it is basically who gets better result wins. And
yeah,
well,
no,
Sao
it
Paulo,
is.
they have to make up a 2-goal deficit, but they do have a goal scored lead. So that will be main talking point for them going into the final match day.
It's do or die for both squads, and because I am good friends with the Simmer, I've actually asked them to give us a look at what we're gonna look at for match day 14. So, next match day for relegation, Inter London play Hollywood, and Sao Paulo play Athênai. So it's safe to say neither of these teams control their fate.
Yeah, well, I mean, technically they do control their fates, but I mean, they can only do so much in that regard. I'm sure that both of them will be preparing intensively for that final match day. But with that said, what an incredible match day 13. What an incredible final match to cap us off. And Sarah, I'm sure you have a lot of final words going through your head and perhaps out your mouth right now.
Yeah, no, one battle might be over, but we're certainly not done yet. Tune into match day 14. It's gonna be a thriller.
And with that, for the Simulation Soccer League, all of its staff, the people behind the production crew, and for Sarah the Voiceless Creator, I've been Socc. We'll see you next time.
Good night.